Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So this is it. This is where I am up to with my Imperial Fist as of today. This is basically the I'm calling this the stage 1 of my Imperial Fist army, and to the end of the video I'll explain the different stages. It's basically, this is the core of the army, and then the different stages have got to be like flavouring it to a certain aspect of a certain force I want. Again, we'll go into that at the end of the video. So this is it. Yeah, here we go. This is all my fists. A lot of people have been asking me, "Hey Varrick, can you show me off your entire fist army? What it is? You know, what it you know, what it's made up of, what are you using and stuff like that." So this is the video dedicated to that and showing it all off. I think I'll start with the HQs, then elites, then troops, and we'll probably just go down that. So if we start with, of course, the glorious Chapter Master, and it is none other than Chapter Master Varrick himself. Of course I had to make myself into a model, and you can see he's standing on the Iron Warrior, because why not? These guys, you know, they turned up and we thought we'd have a battle here, and it ended up just being a breeze in the wind. It was nothing at all. So they're lying dead at the Chapter Master's feet. No effort at all. A lot of people always ask me about this cape. Now, this cape was made by one of my subs, and I have to say it is one of the most amazing things I've ever been sent. You can actually see it's got like a little VA there for Varrick, Dorn on it. All the writing is handwritten by one of the subs, and yeah, it's truly astonishing. You know who you are. I don't want to say your name because I'll dox you, and I wouldn't want that. But yeah, you know who you are. I've got to say massive thank yous for this. It is just sheerly brilliant and amazing. So there we go. That is model number 1. This is Chapter Master Varrick, looking, of course, as glorious as ever. If we put him back, the second model I always get requested to show off is this guy. This is my Kitbashed Lieutenant. Now, I can even have him as a Lieutenant, or if I want to like RP, maybe a Chapter Champion and stuff. This was from the Lieutenant anniversary. No, it wasn't that. It was like an event model, if I remember correctly. What I did, I kept the sword arm because I love the sword arm. I love the pose of the sword arm. But I wanted to add a little bit of flavour to him. So I ripped off this shield from the Terminator set from the Horus Heresy. And I just painted it, of course, because it's an Imperial Fist shield. Painted it in the colours you see here. And then attached it to his arm. I actually had to cut up like a Hellblaster arm and attach it to the shield somehow. The actual fist actually fit kind of nice onto a Primaris, but, you know, because of the size differences and stuff like that. But I thought it turned out, you know, really nice. I thought it was a great looking Kitbashed, and of course he's got like this little Roman centurion feather helmet thing. Again, just the rule of cool, just to make him a little bit different. Yeah, he hasn't got the Primaris Lieutenant painted helmet, but I just went with the rule of cool, and that is what it's all about at the end of the day. Make your army cool. This was one of the first HQs I ever painted. This is the captain. This is basically like my sword guy. I always have like the Emperor, what's it called, the Burning Blade on this guy and stuff like that. He just charges into melee and just smashes anyone who he can. So yeah, this is again one of my first HQs. The nice Black Templar sword on him there. Thanks, Templars. You know, you lent it us. We did not Bloodraven you. You actually lent us a sword. Actually, you gave it us because the guy's such a badass. That's the story behind it. When it comes to the Ancient, again, all about the rule of cool. This guy cannot wield the Power Fist. He cannot wield it. But again, I just went, you know, I want him to look cool, so I give him a Power Fist. And I think it turned out looking very cool. All my guys are 5th company, as you can see. You can see like all the weather effects I put on these guys. I want them to be very bashed up and like they're actually in a battle. These guys are not Ultramarines. They're not Ultramarines. We're not behind the lines reciting a book on how to be a Space Marine. We're actually being Space Marines on the front lines. Have that one, Luton. I'll put that guy back there. What should I go to next? Of course, well, probably the last HQ I've got is the Kitbashed Tech Marine, which I'm sure everyone's seen by now. This was the Forge Father. Was it a Forge Father? It was the Iron Hands character guy anyway. But I decided that he would look and serve better in the regards of Rogel Dorn and the Emperor. And yeah, I think it turned out pretty nice. We don't have official rules for Tech Marines when it comes to Primaris. Technically, we do have half a model because you get one when you buy the tanks, but there's no rules. And if I deploy him on the tabletop, I won't be using like the Forgefather rules or anything like that. Of course, I'm not that much of a dick. I'll just use the normal Tech Marines and just have that as like a default model. Again, it's all down to the actual rule of cool. Do you know what? If we just move these HQs out of the way, since we've looked at them, and we can bring some other characters forward, which is of course the aggressors. I can probably do the aggressors like 2 at a time. So these are the aggressors. Now with these guys, I cut off like the bubble helmet. I wanted to have something a little bit different, and I think I achieved that. It gives it a nice little look, and of course the Centurion heads is what I put on these guys rather than the normal aggressor heads, and I think it added a little bit more coolness to him. I think they look a bit more bulky. Of course, you can say that this guy's about to get his scalp burnt off when he fires the rockets, but again, it's all down to the rule of cool. All the stuff on the back, all the daka. One of the forces, again, I should talk about this at the end of the video, but one of the forces I'm actually thinking of doing is a full-on Vanguard aggressor force. Like I want a Kitbashed, like a Chapter Master in aggressor armor, a Librarian, a Chaplain, a Lieutenant, an Apothecary, an Ancient. This is one of the Kitbashed ones I was playing around with. I was actually planning to do them with like no belt feeds at all, and I just wondered what it'd look like all painted up, and I decided not to because it looks like he's carrying a big pair of balls on the back of his backpack, to be completely honest. And I was like, nah, I'll just stick with like the belt feeds and stuff. So this guy was the test model, and of course those two carried on with the belt feeds. Where should we go to next? Where? Let's go with the Hellblasters. I'll only show off a couple of Hellblasters because they're more or less all the same. So again, Hellblasters, heavy Hellblasters. The thing with the Imperial Fists is that from reading and some of the stuff I've been sent, is that it's all about these heavy weapons. So heavy Hellblasters, all the Daka. When I come to do the glow effect, it's really simple. I basically just did blue on it, and I just dry brush white. That was it. Nothing overly thingy. I didn't use my airbrush or anything like that. Just a dry brush effect, and I think it turned out okay. I think it turned out nice. You know, it's nothing amazing. Like everything here in my army is more or less tabletop standard anyway, and that's what I'm going for. I'm not trying to be anything more spectacular than that. So yeah, again, all the damage. So these guys look like they've been fighting, and of course sergeants have red helmets, of course, because yeah, sergeants, it's, you know, Codex Astartes and stuff. If we go over here and we look at some of these guys, which are the Infiltrators. Now I have to say these are not 100% complete because I haven't put the decals on them. The Imperial Fist decals, like one's got one on, but the other one hasn't. Yes, I know I'm a scrub. I'll get this, but these are the Infiltrators. I think I'm going to invest a lot more in these guys for the simple fact that when these guys hit roll a 6, they insta wound, and that generates another wound because of bolter weapons and Imperial Fists. So if we get the rolls, if the dice gods are on our side, these guys can be very effective. And of course you can set them up 9 inches away from the enemy, if I'm not mistaken. So they can be like, you know, rapid fire range, and you know, they can be devastating. But these are some of the easy to build ones. I do like some of the poses on these guys, like, come on, move forward, move up, and stuff like that. Looks very cool. I like them a lot. Where should we go to next? Of course, we'll do the basic Intercessors. So these are my Intercessors. This guy has got the Imperial Fist upgrade kit, as you can see here, the Power Fist, the Bolt Pistol, red helmet because he's a sergeant. I'm currently working on a veteran squad of these guys, white helmets, looking all more badass, like they've got like purity seals all over them, very veteranish. But again, that is another stage of the army which we'll talk about at the end. But here we go. These guys, all the damage on him and stuff. This guy, I made him like have the studded shoulder pads on each side to really, you know, make him, you know, a bit of a powerhouse. He looks a bit more bulky than these guys, doesn't he? He looks like he can take a bit more of a beating, and that's what I was really going for. I've got a couple of like cool poses on these guys, like this one. It was like the comms guy. This one, you know, it's just like just normal baller by. But I do like this comms guy because he's like, yeah, come in, over, and he's got this like little sensor here. Do you know what? He's probably not even talking to someone. He's just looking at what the sensor's seeing in the distance and stuff. So that is probably what he's looking at over there. And of course, my Inceptors. These are the Inceptors. Now, the first thing you'll notice about this is the bases. I green stuff the bases. This was my first green stuff. I green stuff rocks. I went outside and I pressed rocks into green stuff to make, you know, rocks. People say, why don't you just stick the rocks to it? Because I didn't want to go out in the garden and just, you know, get all my hands dirty. So I thought, if I get a couple of rocks, green stuff it, I can make my own rocks in the comfort of my own house. And the problem I found with the Inceptor flight stands is that they easily break in transportation. Well, these ones is just like a metal rod drilled into like the underneath of it there. It is a bit messy, I should clean it up really. But yeah, I think it works well. Look, I can shake this guy and he just stays still. So that's all good. And, you know, it's right into the base. We've got skulls there, snowy theme, rocks. That of course, you can probably see in my entire army now. The full theme is like a snowy base, but that harkens back to the Executioners, because my ultimate goal, I don't know how long this is going to take, is to actually make a Last War Protocol armor. So I've got my Executioner force, which I've already done a video on. I'll probably put it in the description, or just search Varrick's Executioners in YouTube and you can see my full army of Executioners. If I put these two together on one board, the bases go together with perfection. So it's like they're all fighting on the same battlefield. That is something I wanted to achieve, and I have achieved it. And of course, when we come to the next stage of doing the next armor, will it be, you know, like Templars maybe, or Excoriators, Sons of the Phoenix? Wait, what? They're not Imperial Fists. Yeah, it'll all go together. Right, if we move on to the big boy Dreader. So I think this was the first. Was this the first? I'm not sure if it was Repulsor or this was the first vehicle I picked. I think it was this. And I love it. I love the Dreadnoughts. I love everything about it. I love how you can like move all their arms and stuff, and you know, everything about this. He's got the big Gatling cannon. I think it turned out pretty well. I think it was nice. Again, all the damage on it. 5th Company pads on it. You know, campaign badges, Imperial Fist badges, Imperial Fist on the shoulder pads and stuff. I've got a tutorial on my channel on how to do battle damage. Again, just search Varrick's battle damage. To achieve this effect. It's really easy. It's just a sponge and some mud, and that's really it. So that is one of the Dreadnoughts, and I have to really stretch for this guy. This is technically not a Dreadnought. This is a battle suit, which has split the community a tad bit. So this is my one of 2 battle suits. I'm currently building the second one at the moment. I've been streaming it. If you guys have been coming to my streams, building it and talking Space Marine and stuff. So this is, sorry, it's not a battle suit, it's a war suit. I actually like these. I actually really like them. Do you know what they remind me of? They remind me of the mix of between Aliens when she's in the Loader suit and Avatar. I always get that kind of feel, especially when it's yellow. So I can just go in and go, get away from her, you bitch. But yeah, I think it's really cool. And of course, the guy has no helmet, because if you've noticed anything about my armor, is that more or less all the HQ units, all the sergeants and stuff, more or less have no helmets. Because why not? Again, it's the rule of cool. I don't care if they're going to get headshotted and take out the entire command structure in one big, you know, deployment. Will look fabulous being wiped out. And of course, the tanks. These boys are the stars of my armor. They can bring up so much DACA. It's like a floating Fortress of Doom. The amount of DACA these things can put out, even more so when we get the Imperial Fist Codex, is going to be astonishing. I cannot wait. I absolutely cannot wait to add another one of these to my armor, and I am going to be adding another one of these to my armor. Really cannot wait. It's going to be incredible. So there we go. That is the Repulsor. The other one is more or less just the same as this. It doesn't have the fancy doors on it. These fancy doors are from Forge World, for those of you who are wondering. Nice fancy Forge World doors. The other fancy Forge World door, which I have to say, it's only the Imperial Fist that gets 2 versions of the Repulsor doors. That must mean how important we are. So this is just the normal Repulsor, full of lads, because of course I designed these to take down vehicles and big boy things. And I'll let my troops do, you know, the DACA on the battlefield. But this is the Repulsor. This is just going to be transporting my aggressors, to be completely fair. And you can see like the nice fancy doors on that. 5th Company, campaign badges. Everything there. All looking nice and dandy. You can see like all the battle damage Like I've put on like the pads and stuff with the silver, like it's all been, of course, scraped, and you can see all like the battle damage there and stuff like that. All there. It's all good to go. Right. Oh, if I just put that back, sorry, I just nudged the camera. So there we go. That is my army, ladies and gentlemen. I'm all out of place at the moment as we're looking at it. But yeah, that is stage 1 of my army. Now again, I want to talk about the stages. So stage 2 is going to be the full-on aggressor army, which I've been talking about. So I plan to have around 15 to 20 aggressors. Of course, that's a mix of HQ, and they're all going to be auto storm bolt guns. So if I just bend down here, oh sorry, excuse me. I've been investing a lot in these, the easy to build Primaris kits, because I can just get rid of the arms and start, you know, kit bashing my own arms and stuff. I more or less just want the bodies, really. And I can start, you know, adding actually my own stuff. So yeah, I do really look forward to that. That's more or less for the HQ units. I'm using the easy to build stuff because, for example, I'll just get this guy out here now. I'm planning to cut this guy's arm off here. I'm planning to cut all this back, and I'm going to attach this arm to one of the aggressors. So again, that is going to be like an aggressor ancient. Of course, he's not going to have OP stats. I'll just use him as a normal aggressor. Sorry, I just use him as a normal ancient on the battlefield, but he'll have a look of an aggressor. So he'll have the same stats as an ancient, but the appearance of an aggressor when I come to kit bash. Again, I keep saying it, and I'll say it all day long. It's all about that rule of cool, and that's what I plan to do. So stage 2 is that, and stage 3. Now this is where I'm a bit I don't know what to do. Stage 3 is either adding more dreadnoughts, or maybe I'm going to add a super heavy to the army. Now, I've already got a super heavy in the army, and that is the Estrella super heavy tank, but that is painted in executioner colours. Now, I'm thinking, since I've got more tanks in the Imperial Fist colour scheme, as you can see, I'm wondering maybe I should just repaint that into an Imperial Fist one, rather having one as an execution and one as an Imperial Fist, because I really hardly ever play with it because of the points cost of it at the moment in time. So when it comes to, you know, putting money into it, is it really worth it? There's only one thing that could probably change my mind on this whole subject of Phase 3, and that would be a flyer. Now, technically, we can get in the Thunderhawk, but again, the Thunderhawk is just not for me. Fingers crossed, the Overlord will come out sometime, or you know, maybe we will get some Primaris flyers in the future, and if that does happen, then that is definitely Phase 3, adding flyers to the army and, you know, having that more mobile, fast attack when it comes to it and stuff like that. Right, here we go. That's me done. This is my army. Tell me what you think. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Have you got any thoughts, feedback, anything to help me out? I don't know. Any suggestions? Post it below. I know, right? I guarantee there's going to be people on this video saying, drill your bloody bolters, Varrick. No, I do not conform to your ways, sir. The thing is, I tried to drill bolters, and I'm just awful at it, and it ruins the model. So I've just decided, no, there shall be no bolter holes in my bolters, because I'm just too scared of messing up my bolters. And if that offends you, then I don't really care. You know, suck at it. Right, that is me done for another video. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Like I just said, leave all your thoughts, feedback, and everything in the comment section below, and we'll have a nice little chat down there. I absolutely love the Imperial Fist, as you're probably all aware of by the moment. I'm so happy of how this army's turned out, and yeah, I cannot wait to add more to it, because, you know, Rogal Dorn's boys are the best boys. It's a simple fact. For those of you who will argue against it, you're wrong, and you'll always be wrong. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. See you in a bit, and bye-bye!